What up, Stackers? Big Stack McGee here. How are you doing today? It is Saturday, June 5th, and it is a scorcher where I'm living. Almost triple digits, and beautiful day to be indoors with air conditioning, we'll put it that way. But it is a nice sunny day. And yeah, so here we are getting into the throes of summer. And it's the time of year where I usually pick up quite a bit of extra work. I have my normal job that I work, but based on some other things that I'm able to do, I have one or two other side gigs that I like to do to earn some extra money, and historically stack a little bit heavier during the summer. So in light of that, and I haven't been picking up a ton this summer or this spring even, just because of the high prices, but I'm still at it. I did pick up this piece here. We have a 5 gram gold Pamp Swiss bar. This is my first 5 grammer. I've been kind of digging on the fractional gold a little bit. Of course, that Lady Fortuna, is that what that is? Cornucopia. Closer look at this back here. Yeah, I've been digging on the fractional gold a little bit. It's part of the, I guess, game for me is if I can find fractional gold where the premiums are lower than normal, I find that to be a win. Because of course, when you go to sell something like this, the premiums are still attached to it as well. So I like to play that game of trying to pick it up for as cheap as possible. And I was able to pick this up locally, and for far less than I would if I were to order it online from a bullion dealer or whatever. So that's kind of cool. 5 grams of gold to add to the stack. And when I think about what it takes for me to earn 5 grams of gold right now, based on what I paid for this, it takes me about 2 days of my side gigs to be able to earn that kind of money, assuming I have the unlimited amount of work that I can do. And so I think about that, because everything comes down to value. What's it worth you? As far as working, how much time are you willing to put in? What are you going to get out of it? A lot of times, at least a lot of my friends and family, they put a lot of stock in their purchasing power. Well, if I do this and I put in this work, then I can get blank out of it. And so often that purchasing power is thought of in terms of, like the pursuits of pleasure. What else can I do? How can I upgrade my ride? How can I secure more vacation? How can I travel farther? How can I get more toys for the lake or, for a man cave or something like that? I have plenty of buddies that have lots of those kinds of things. And that's not really in my wheelhouse, so to speak. I don't do a lot of frivolous spending. Now, some people tell me that buying gold and silver is frivolous spending. I certainly don't think it is because it's a savings mechanism for myself. But anyway, back to what I was saying. What does it take for me to be able to stack up 5 grams of gold? Like I said, about 2 days of hard work. And I think, well, what could I do with this? What is something I would do? Well, not this specifically, but instead of purchasing a 5 gram gold bar, I could reasonably take my family out to eat about 6 times. All right. That's a great thing. And we do go out to eat, but this just represents not doing that. Okay. This represents, not spending, 3 nights in a hotel, if that makes sense. And again, I'm not saying don't do good stuff like that. It's certainly indulge in all those things, but I'm a saver. I have been my whole life. It's one of the reasons that I avoided debt. But ever since I started stacking, I started thinking about when I'm actually working, what that adds up to in terms of silver and gold. I, think of my work in terms of ounces and grams instead of the amount of time spent or even the, how hard I work or whatever. But it makes me look forward to picking up extra jobs and being scrappy that way. And I know that many of you that are watching are that same way. When an opportunity comes up to be able to earn extra money, we, usually jump at the chance. I've had times in my life where I've worked 3 consecutive jobs, at all hours of the day, just knowing that extra effort now, when I can handle it, is going to pay off dividends later. And that's really what it comes down to is I'm really, really grateful for the trait to be able to work hard and not be afraid to go after that. And I think that's something a lot of the rest of the people in the world need to learn. I say the world, really what I mean, I guess even here just in the United States. I think especially our younger generation sometimes don't really understand the definition of hard work sometimes. But so yeah, I picked up 5 grams of gold this week, and I'm happy about it. Shout out to Fish, the inefficient stacker, for kind of turning me on to some of the fractional gold again, and I've picked up a lot of larger gold pieces in the last couple years. I do love stacking 1 ounce gold coins, 1 ounce gold bars, but I do like fractional gold too. It's all good. It all adds up. It all stacks up, and I think that also lends itself to be thinking about if you're out there and you don't have the kind of money to be able to go out and buy a 1 ounce gold coin or even a ½ ounce gold coin, certainly something like this is much more in reach. And there's nothing wrong with stacking fractionals. And I'm just going to kind of keep stacking whatever I feel like. Sometimes it's going to be bigger, sometimes not as much. Right now, I think metals, if I remember correctly, gold is a little bit north of $1,900. And silver is at the high 27s, almost $28 an ounce. So we're very curious to see where it's going to be headed in the future. But let's take one more quick look at this, because gold's fun to look at. So happy to add this nice PAMP piece to the stack. What are my next plays? Well, I will likely pick up a little bit more constitutional silver, because that last week I had added some constitutional silver and saw that I'm more than halfway through my guardhouse box of silver quarters, so it's a good bet that I'll probably pick up some more quarters and really push for that. I also need to take a look at my dimes, because I think that I'm getting a lot closer for that too. I may be within a roll or two of completing my guardhouse box of dimes, so I'm going to have to go get those out, add my recent acquisitions, and so I might be at that next week and see where we're at as far as that goes. But beyond that, I'm just looking for deals. There was a recently, in the last couple days, I was extended a eBay Bucks promotion, and I ended up not getting anything because I couldn't find anything that I wanted specifically from eBay. It's harder and harder for me to find stuff that I want, especially with the prices that we're at. I don't have it in me to pay some of the premiums that people are asking for this stuff. But yeah, I guess that's it. Kind of a random update and kind of a little bit of a rant on working hard. But when I go to work, I do think about how I can enjoy the fruits of my labor, but also save for the future. So that's what this represents. All right, I'm going to go back out in the sun. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay cool wherever you're at, and we'll be back at you real soon.